All right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone joining us all the way from Dar es Salaam Enterprise there at the DNT building. Thank you for joining us for this session on in commemorative of Happy International MSc Day. That goes to both of you too, as well, and to everyone who's joining us for this one of the many sessions that we've been holding throughout the week. But today we are joined by Brunei Beanbags and Hayaah on how to show your value to your customers, and that's something we'll get into hopefully soon. We've had a lot of number of speakers in the last few days, and really looking forward to see what our speakers can showcase for us today. We also, just a heads up, we also are expecting a mentor to join us, although she's having difficulty at the moment with her internet connection. But nevertheless, we'll see how the session goes. This is your platform, your voice, and love to hear what our speakers will be able to come next. So first off, we got Mr. Hafizal Hassan, or call me Miza, yeah? So Hafizal is the co-founder founder of Brunei Beanbag and co-founder of Rochelle. And I think you've come as this accidental entrepreneur. And I'm fascinated by that story of how you had that accidental order of beanbags, and that is something you've become today. So I think we'll just go right straight into it, and then we'll have Miza come in from Hayaah soon. So I think we'll give the floor to Miza, please.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum. I'm Hafizal Hassan, your chill expert from Brunei Beanbag. Yep. Finally, this is an introduction, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Brunei Beanbag we've been around for almost 4 years now. Alhamdulillah, we've been supplying to almost 3,000 beanbags to the household in Brunei. But along the way, Alhamdulillah, we've been introducing to different kind of products and services. For example, one of our services is actually what we call the FaziClean, where we actually focus on cleaning the baby strollers and sofas and everything. And pointed to that, we also have introduced a new product called Roach Out, where we actually focus on killing all the lipas, all the cockroaches, serangga in your cars, and you can actually use it not just in your cars, in the stores, whichever. Then we also got a new product coming in. It's called David C. It will be in the market soon. It's a vitamin water, which is highly recommended for kids as well, because the sugar level is actually below what the MOH is actually telling us to do. So that's all for now. So I'll just pass it to Miza.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Assalamualaikum. I'm Miza, the sales expert from Hayaah Brunei. So basically Hayaah, we are just a startup company. Baru 1 year. We are still newbies. We develop our own material ranging from the plain one and our printed collection. So we also using we embellish our product with Swarovski crystals.
Great. Thanks for that quick introduction. Very, very concise. How are you both feeling? Have you guys had lunch already?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Good. I just had field earlier, so just jumping straight into it. But otherwise, hey, we're here to talk about how to create value for your products. But not only that, that also tells a lot about the resilience you guys have come through. Now I'm noticing on the screen that Cam just entered into the screen. Are you there, Cam? Okay, we'll let her set up. She just posted that her audio doesn't seem to be working. We'll see how that goes along the way. But without delaying time, I think we've talked a lot about your business. And as I've earlier mentioned to you, I just want to hear your thoughts about the session today. Either Miza or Fizal, if you'd like to go.
Sorry,
just quick thoughts about the session today. What you feel you'll be talking about?
It's how we actually react with the COVID happening, how fast can we actually move forward, how we can really change in the business transaction movement and everything.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
For this session, I would like to maybe learn more from Fizal maybe, or maybe from the mentor over here, so we can grow together and learn together.
Okay. I think it's they're just putting on the same page. We got two more or less relatively different but same industries with providing products and services. Hayaah with the art and creativity that comes with creating a product, and Azhar with if I can just superimpose into your entrepreneurial spirit in selling from one product to the other. Yeah. I think in taking advantage of the introduction session as well, since we're still quite early in, if Dianko Cam, just ask that Dianko Cam can use your microphone or not at all. Yeah, it doesn't seem that she's able to respond. If you're listening, would you like to just type in something to the webinar chat just to give just to say hi to everyone and what you think you'll be looking at? While she thinks of something from that, I'd like to just get right straight into the flesh of the session and just get Cam to come in, perhaps offline through the chat app. So, Fizal, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. As someone being involved in running your own business, I'm sure it's not without difficulty, even before COVID. And now with COVID, is an added challenge. And how do you continue providing service to others? I don't know whether in my first session on Monday, I was looking more on the e-commerce marketing aspect. Maybe that could be something we can add on to here today. Maybe it's a bit different. Being a product-based company and realizing that, maybe to put it simply, sorry, I'm rambling on to say, you've been a guy who's just shifting a lot, and I'm sure that's with good reason. Can you tell us about that thought process in creating that? Yeah.
We'll start with what happened to Brunei Beanbag during COVID. Is that fine, Fali?
Please.
Yep. So during when COVID happened, everything was it was actually a shock for everyone, especially for me, because for Brunei Beanbag we actually have to ship our beans, the beans at the beanbags, at least a 20-foot container once a month. So we were actually expecting all our stock to come in, and then even the beanbag cover to come in. But when COVID happened, everything was it was very chaotic. So we were only left with, I think, about 40, 50 beanbags at most at that time. And I was so actually worried if there was actually no sales. But in fact, because of everyone staying at home, everybody decided to be comfortable at home, and with the kids at home and everything and whatnot. So in fact, our sales actually tripled in a week. So it was overwhelming. But now, when the sales is there, we were a bit worried because we can't cope up with the demand. So having staff, and we have to actually pay the rentals and of our store places and everything and whatnot. That's where our other services comes in, where the FaziCleans comes in, where everybody was starting to get panic. Everybody wanted to actually fumigate their office, their room, their houses. That's where we got busy again. So actually, when one of our revenue stream, which is Brunei Beanbag, was on a standstill because we do not have any products, we actually have the FaziClean to come in. So that was actually a lifesaver for us, enough for us to sustain in a couple of months at that time.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to digest what you've been through. I think it's quite something to manage one product, but having so many different products. But I think providing meaning and context, it's with providing alternative revenue streams. That's important as well. And how has that experience been now that we're transitioning in this time where COVID is a bit controlled? I'm just curious on that, because we've talked a lot, pre-COVID, during COVID, and then now we're deep into COVID. Is that something we can expand a bit more. How can we consistently maintain a floating Titanic, if you put it?
I think at the end of the day, still it goes back to marketing, Fadli. I mean, like once we've managed, once we actually know how's the stock movement, and now there's all the shipping companies is actually now going on back to operation. So just to be safe, what we normally order, we have to actually triple our orders now, just to be on the safe side. Because I heard that was it about 2 weeks ago, Beijing was now facing on their second phase. So for us now, for Brunei Beanbag, is stocking all the stocks is quite important.
Definitely, and we want to also see that balance of not also overstocking as well, and how we can ensure that synchronicity, or just having to make sure that we are able to cater to enough demand in our own local markets. I just want to bring Miza in about Hayaah. You're doing all right, yeah?
Yeah.
I think we're seeing good questions flowing in such an early part of the session. Oh hey, Dango Cam, can you hear us well? I think she's still struggling with the audio, but at least we can see her alive and well. We'll just continue on. Miza, we've got some good points there from Azhar, trying to see how their business has progressed throughout this year, and before that, maybe you can also take into account some of the questions I've been asked about how your business is doing pre-COVID, and and where is it going now? Miza, you have the screen.
Before the COVID, we were our showroom is actually on the first floor. Then we moved last March, 1st of March, we moved to the ground floor showroom, and then COVID hits us. So our business is actually slowing down a bit, but then it come back up because we're offering a free delivery service to customers if they purchase more than $50 and above. So customer now, they love to shop online rather than go to the showroom. They're adjusting to the new norm now.
We were talking about this sometime last week, right? About you've had that $50 delivery order and the whole promotion thing. Was that something that began way before?
The delivery, we did it before COVID already, when we started our business since last year, and then it's team up when it's during the pandemic time.
Can you tell us more about how the promotion was being made and how it served to your own cause, plus creating more value to your customers?
Actually, okay. So if the customers spend more than $50, they will get a free delivery. If they spend less than $50, then they would just like pay $2 for the delivery charge throughout Brunei, even though to Belait or to Tong, so it's still $2. We're using one of the logistics in Brunei that's handling Zalora's orders in Brunei and in Malaysia as well. So we're currently we have a good relationship with the company itself, and yeah.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning your product, Hayaah, is on big websites like Zalora and Wilago.
Yeah.
It's quite curious to hear a bit more. How has that perhaps menaikkan your sales lagi in a sense during COVID, or maybe it might be a bit different? How's that experience been for your business? Did that come with challenges and opportunities as well?
It is an opportunity actually. We see the trends that customers love to shop online, so less customer comes to our showroom. So we sell our products in Wilago, Zalora, and also from our social media platform. So, well, actually, it's all right right now.
I'd like to get deep into that, but hopefully slowly when we get deep into the session. It's about 15 minutes into it, into the session. Once again, good afternoon, not good morning, good afternoon to everyone. Assalamualaikum. Happy International MSME Day for those who are just joining us in. You're joining in one of the many commemorative sessions that we're doing with the topic of focusing on how to be valuable to your customers. We just had, I'm just so distracted by your son's name, Hafizal and Miza joining us as our two speakers today. I can see Cam on the screen, but I'm not sure if she's actively joining us at the moment. Cam, if you can just type in something in the message box, that'd be great. If you're listening in, otherwise we'll do our best to see how we can make do with the session. I think we're learning from each other here. That there's different aspects from the businesses that we've seen Pizza in the time that you have from shifting one product to the other. That's in itself, I think, catering. I guess trying to deduce what customer needs are there then and there, especially in light of COVID. Miza, for someone who is also intentfully wanting to learn from someone like you, also Pizza, but also learning how you've been coping for such a, if I could say, a saturated market. There's a lot of designs to dongs out there. I think it's how we can present that identity and also the valuableness of these products. Yeah, just bringing this into play. I just want to know, Fizal, maybe coming back to you, in hearing where and how Miza is handling her own business at Hayaah. What might be next for you? If I understand right, you're now focusing on fumigation. I suppose there's other products and services that you're offering. Tell me a bit more those little components that come into your business. How are you managing the team and in the marketing sense and continuously evaluating the landscape? In providing value to your customers?
All right. On our second year of our operation, we actually have identified what Brunei's beanbag stands for. So meaning to say, people actually want to buy a beanbag because they want it, not they need it. So we actually have to, focus on the needs and the wants. So I can see there's a trending pattern for beanbags purchasing throughout the month and throughout the year. So we were pretty much on automation for the company. So having that spare time. So I'm the type of person who pretty much do not like to stay in one area, and I really love to venture into different things. So getting more knowledge is another. So we went to the cleaning, then we went to the pesticides, then and now introducing it to the vitamin water. When you can actually see our product is actually going, we are trying to head to the need products now instead of the one.
Can I get into detail here? You got 3 products. So this is getting a little bit more intimate here. You mentioned pesticides, you mentioned beanbags, you mentioned fumigation. How do you outsource these products? Is this something that's made locally for local, or I just wanted to address, especially in light of COVID with the closing of borders and yeah, how do you make yourself available to getting these products and otherwise?
I've been doing a lot of research over the past few years, and we were actually looking for suppliers, and throughout the time, we were actually doing some R&D for the products, whether it's actually marketable in Brunei, whether it's actually, do we actually need it in Brunei, and do we actually have a competitor in Brunei? So in terms of how do I manage all these micro companies, is actually, we actually built up a system where a certain staff would actually have their own tasks and delegation, and I would actually monitor, me and one of my partners from a different company would actually monitor their performance and keeping all their KPIs in track. So I think the system is actually very important for us to actually organizing everything, especially for me, I have 3 kids. Having 3 kids is really hectic. So I have to be there picking up the kids and everything, and sometimes we have to cook for their lunch and everything and whatnot, which I enjoy. But at the end of the day, Fali, I think having a proper vision and having a very good system with a team in place is quite important.
Definitely. I like how you framed yourself as someone who is also a father. you're just like any human being, as like any other businessman, and trying to see how we can keep our businesses afloat. I'm very interested to hear. I'm very pleased to hear that there's a lot of use of using tools and keeping track of these things, and it's a huge task for someone like you, as a founder, as someone who is managing a business. I'd like to know more about the system you have, and then hopefully we'll have Miza to come in just to respond some of these questions about that. But let's go back to Fizal. Tell me a bit more about the system that you just described.
Right. For example, since Brunei Beanbag and Brunei Beanbag alone, most of my staff are familiar with how the workflow is. So every day, every night actually, before the day starts, we would actually give a certain task for everyone to do, and they would actually have to do it, or if they can't perform, they would actually tell us why. So I think Fali, giving the task system to everyone is actually important. I mean, sometimes we got a set of instruction and okay, you just do it. But if you do not monitor your staff or your team, they can actually, just take their time. But me and my partner who's actually monitoring it, is actually, we're quite serious about each and everyone's task in the team.
Can I just angle and rephrase the question here a bit? Do you have a system in monitoring your products and the sales? Is this related to the said team that is selling the product? How do you monitor that performance, that creating value for customers?
Can you repeat that again, Ali?
How do you measure the effectiveness of your sales? The system that you've had to make sure the team is able to cope with that.
Oh, right. Okay. Normally by the end of the day, when we're actually doing the closing account, so we would actually see how many beanbags or how many products can actually be sold. And on top of that, all of their conversation, meaning to say most of the orders are actually made through WhatsApp or Facebook or IG. We actually monitor everything and to see how they would actually control the conversation, or how they can actually close the deal as fast as possible. And normally what we are trying to do is the KPI for when a customer is actually asking or PMing us a question, we will actually try to close the deal within 3 to 5 minutes.
That really brings back the whole, it's all about marketing that you were trying to say, and how we are able to really connect on this level of value for the things. But I acknowledge and note that part of that is also measuring your performance and making sure your team is able to perform on the otherwise set KPIs. Yeah, I'd like to bring in Miza here. I think we talked a lot about the business components from Miza. We've learned a lot that these things are important. I would also like to shoot the same question to you as well. For someone who is also not manufacturing but using certain raw materials, how have you been able to cope with maintaining good quality products? Have you had difficulty in outsourcing the typical things that you do? Tell us more about that.
Okay, in terms of our production, we have our own factory, so we control the quantity and the quality itself. So we mainly focus more on the quality, so the customers are satisfied on what we provide to them, what we give to them. And in terms of designs, we also did the R&D on what the customers like. For example, like our printed scarf, Bruneians love the vibrant color and flowery designs, so we follow on that trends more. And right now we focus more on our lace production. For the laces, we incorporate Brunei motifs to our designs. Our designer, Sarah Kadra, she's a local designer, so we incorporate more of the Brunei motif in, so we can bring that to international standard.
Great. I'd just like to come back to Fatin's text there. Unfortunately, Diane Cam isn't able to join us, at least in full video and audio, but I hope she is able to listen, and feel free, Cam, to come in with your insights and opinions on how these two lovely entrepreneurs can really up their business. I'll just recap here what that we've been talking about. It's already been 10 minutes in, it's 2:25. Azhar, one thing I really, sorry, not Azhar, Fizal, the thing that I also would like to acknowledge is the fact that you really look into the social media response for your customers, seeing where, how you can maybe not just control the conversation, but really understand it, where your customers' needs are. And I think that's one way we can gauge on the kind of value we still continuously serve. While Miza, having standards it's also a good way to ensure that that part of your business still keeps on moving. I mentioned some things, excuse me, some things there about social media with Azhar. Can you just share with us, maybe just to, since Azhar shared a bit on his marketing experience, is it an added challenge in competing in the current market, or is it still, how is the competition generally with COVID, especially with COVID?
In terms of competition at the moment, Fali, I think we do not really have much. But the struggle is actually in the marketing side. I think because we were, for the past 3 years, we actually focused so much on social media that we actually neglected the offline marketing methods. So for the past few months, we've actually tried marketing ourselves through the local radio. And amazingly, it actually works so much better as well, because for the past 3 years, we've actually been focusing on a certain target market group, for example, from 24 to 35 years old. But when we actually started marketing in the radio, we actually get to reach to a different kind of customers who has their own different needs.
I like that, and I think radio has been a bit more creative. How they're able, excuse me, how they're able to create really relatability to their customers with the way they use the different accents and whatnot. Miza,
right.
I just wanted you to come in, Jua, teruskan je with that question. I mean, I know you're on big platforms like Willago and Sonora, but sedangkan you really think about it, there are also other brands out there. And you also have your domestic market. How has that experience been in really pushing up Hayaah to be recognized as this really awesome brand? Please.
I agree with Fizal that radio is actually a good marketing tool. Radio is actually a good marketing tool. So we also do our adverts on the radio, such as the Pelangi FM. We have the segment of Saya Suka. And we actually have the same problem with Fizal as well. Doing the marketing is really hard here. So we are still trying to develop a good marketing scheme to to make Hayaah more famous, more well known to Brunei. So what we did was we built a story on how we developed the material and how the designs and the inspiration behind the designs itself. So we did a video recently because we'll be having a new collection releasing soon, more on the Brunei motif. So I think that one would be a great marketing scheme for us.
I like that, providing some human story again to the product that you give, especially when design should be something that's really literally weave with stories, and we want to appreciate that, especially how you present yourselves as a Brunei company sold on a regional platform. I know Dayanku Kem just put in a message there. She does apologize, and for someone like Kem, she's the founder of Kunyit 7 Lodge. obviously the tourism industry has been hit hard, and I think she felt that has been challenging for her industry as well. We'd love to hear more on your thoughts, Ken. Not talking more about marketing, talking about how we can see or show potential to the products that people like Hafizal and Miza have here. We'd like to hear your thoughts on that. But otherwise, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're at 2:30. We've got half an hour left. Use this time to shoot in your question and answers. Thank you so much for those question and answers that we received. Sorry, questions that we received earlier on. And I think we did. Were able to answer some of that. I think there was one that just came in, and I think we'll definitely use that for this session. Fizal and Miza, how are you guys feeling? I, I really do appreciate that vulnerability you're sharing that bit, and just sharing the kind of challenges that you've had, which I think and I feel for businesses too, in the kind of responses that we've had. But if you just check out the questions that we've just received, I think we've kind of answered to what extent has COVID affected your business, how's the demand of the market at this point of time. I think there's other two questions there with government and other agencies supporting businesses during COVID, and how do you stimulate, generate demand when times are tough? I think that could be more on Brunei as a small market. Maybe that last question I could shoot to Fizal, and maybe government and other agencies. Any both of you want to take that first? Miza, maybe? Ladies first.
How the government or other agencies support us? Basically, by giving out the reduced rent for our showroom. Basically, that's it.
Sorry, excuse me. Can you just repeat that?
The government implying the reduction of the rent.
I see. So, but the other aspects, with from contact tracing to other incentives like loans and things like that. That wasn't something that wasn't relevant for your business at this time.
No, not yet.
But that's great to hear that rents and subsidizing rent does help. Are you housed in a excuse me, in a private building? Could you tell us a bit more of the site you're in now?
We're currently located in QLab, Setia Kenangan 2, at the new building area. So our rent has been reduced down, but thanks to the government, during this COVID time, it's very difficult for us to cover the rent.
Okay, that's really good to hear. For those things to be considered, especially your own private tenant to take that initiative to reduce the rent. So it's good to hear that there's also measures there. Azhar, I think I directed you on another question there. What was that? How do you stimulate and generate demand with a small market, I suppose? So basically the question is, how do you cope with a small market like Brunei?
Sorry, Fali, wasn't clear. What was the question again?
It's the question that was posted. How do you cope with a small market like Brunei?
All right. Again, I think it goes back to marketing again, because I'm a marketing guy. I mean, I believe in marketing so much because marketing is king. Regardless if you have a competitor or if you do not have a competitor, you still need to market your product. Why? It's because you need to let people know and let people remember you. So that's marketing all about. So I mean, throughout the forum, throughout the discussion, I've been telling that like 2 to 3 times that marketing is actually the key to actually people remember, and they know that you're there. So the online and offline presence is very important. So on top of that, we also try to introduce different kind of designs or payment methods, and also different colors that would actually trigger the buying aspect for our customers. So yeah, we just have to keep on hustling and marketing. I think that would be the simplest answer.
That definitely. I'm a bit curious though. I'm just throwing this curveball a bit to you, Fiza and and Miza. I think Huda just posted a question there as well in the chat box on relevance, on the values and the relevance of what we think that we're offering today. I think if I could just rephrase that, I think a lot of us have been focused on delivery, using online platforms to do so and here and there. Although maybe for someone like Miza, it's something that you've done early on. But just maybe hearing your thoughts generally, a lot of businesses, or at least like restaurants in a sense, they're starting to do this whole, drive through in a sense. And I think looking at what post-COVID might look like, that might not be as relevant, maybe not. I just want to hear your thoughts. It's an open question to you, Miza and Hazar. Like, what the future could be, and what kind of business components, uh, what kind of business practices you bring till today, and moving forward.
Miza?
Okay. From Huda, the question. Okay. Providing free delivery is still relevant for the future because it's lessen the burden for customer. Like for example, they have the transportation problem, or maybe they want to surprise someone. So I think the delivery is still will be a trend for the future. And currently, yeah, as I mentioned before, people are uh, focus, people people will do more online shopping rather than going to the showroom.
Okay.
I could agree with Miza because I think about 70% of our sales is through online and 30% is through customers who actually walking into our showroom. But on top of that, we actually promise our customer that all of their products would be actually delivered within the next 24 hours or even at least 8 hours upon ordering. So the faster you can deliver, the faster you can actually close the sales and convince the customer.
Yeah, definitely. There's that personal touch as well. Curious, Zora, as someone who is providing products and services, things like Visa, like maybe someone would love to just try out that beanbag, how it feels on my back, or how much can I just use rocha to really kill those roaches. Visa with tudong, maybe some ladies may have a different preference to how it feels on the skin, and so on. I'm just kind of branching up in the initial question there, like online is still the future, but how do you still have that intimate touch with the customers that you serve? Both of you just eager.
For Hayaah, mainly the customer, they already feel the material. They already feel the material, so their friends also can feel the material from herself. And then the words of mouth will the words of mouth will spread more, and that's why they trust our quality, they trust our product, so they're willing to shop online and just pay directly online without coming to the showroom. And our sales assistant here can also help the customers to match the kains, the tudong with their baju, with their kains or anything lah. So can help them to satisfy on what they are looking for.
For the Brunei beanbag side, we would normally engage by asking what problems do they actually have, or where do you actually plan to put the beanbags. So if you want to put the beanbags in the bedroom, we would actually recommend a different beanbag. But if you want to put it on display in your living room, those are the little things that we actually recommend our customers. But at the end of the day, we would actually advise them, Puan, but this is a bit pricey, but if you like it. And then on top of that, we would actually, what we actually offer in all of our beanbags is, number one is free delivery. Number two is actually, we offer free one-time cleaning. And the last one is actually, we give assurance, meaning to say we actually give them 1 year warranty on the beanbag. So if anything happens, you can actually send back the beanbag to us, then we'll do the repairs for free and everything. So we would love, and we would always practice on giving them assurance on the product that actually the one that actually they buy it from us.
I like that. Marketing is king, assurance, getting your friends to just feel and provide a recommendation. Well, thank you to Huda for that question. I think that really started off a whole conversation that just wrapping into this. Now that we're about 40 minutes in, we've got about 20 minutes. We do still welcome Diane Cook Cam that if she could come in to provide any mentorship advice. It's just unfortunate that she's not able to join us in full audio and video, but I just presume that she's able to listen to us. But however, we haven't seen her coming in, unfortunately. But it's all right. I think either way, the learning experience we're getting out of this is oh, great. So Derek Cam just posted something that, excuse me. I'm just taking the time to read it. COVID has mixed reaction to people in the industry, drowning sort of cash. Sibu Shukur decided to do charity work, saw a lady exited, can provide you with money, 2 days. Okay. She's talking more in the aspect of fundraising. I guess if I can just bring in Diane Kem's earlier comment for someone who's running Queen 7 Lodge, she hadn't had any customer demand. So obviously she was you could say she was jobless for a while, and she decided to take the effort to fundraise and to do something else in that time of need for people who, especially for our frontliners. So well done to our frontliners, especially during COVID. Otherwise, coming back to this conversation, Miza and Fiza, we've talked a lot about what your business is, how you're selling your products, how you're managing your team, where your products are outsourced, how it's being marketed, how do you maintain that marketing. I think let's talk more about way forward in the future. I think there was a brief question there about what might be relevant post-COVID and all that, but in the foreseeable future, Brunei will still remain to be a very small country, a tight country, and let's be real. Let's be real that the fact that we still have a very small, tight-knit community. But I think maybe the upside here is that we've been able to house so much relationships, close relationships, loyal relationships to have that for the okay, Hafizal is still back. So I just wanted to reframe that in mind. Now, as someone who is a business owner, how do you see yourselves in the next 5 years or so? What kind of challenges would you consider, maybe just sharing that with our businesses today? I see Fizal, he's eager to say something.
Yeah, I think for the next few years, we were actually, there were some plans that we were actually trying to open orders, not to just Brunei, but in other countries as well. For example, for Rochout, we were actually exporting it to Malaysia. And there's actually few countries now is requesting for that product, for example, in Indonesia and Singapore. But because of COVID, everything is actually being on hold at the moment. For the next few years, if the borders is open, I think expansion would definitely be the true action. But as for now, we will definitely be focusing more of the products and services that we will be introducing, focused more to Bruneians.
That's really that's really good. Excuse me. That's really good insight to see how we can create or be a bit crafty in this continuously tailoring what Brunei would need. Miza, any reactions to that from what Hazel just shared, and maybe your own thoughts about what might be for Hayaah in the next few months or next few years?
For Hayaah, I would like to see Hayaah to be more to go more international from to sell in other platform. As we did, we already sell in Zalora, and we also Zalora we're covering 4 countries: Hong Kong, Taiwan, Malaysia, and Singapore. So we'll be more we're gonna expand more to the Philippines and Indonesia as well. So we're not gonna focus solely on one platform. We're gonna expand it more in the future. And to bring up the local motif that we have, so the international can know that what Bruneians have, what Brunei have, for example, the air mule and the bunga pusing. So we Bruneians can be also proud that our motifs are that's gonna be wear by the local by the internationals.
All right, thank you very much. I think that just answered one or two of the questions that was just submitted by one of attendees. Ladies and gentlemen, we still do welcome everyone to submit questions and answers while we still have about 50 minutes into our session. I know that Uncle Kim isn't able to join us, but I do hope she's able to just provide some input. I know she just shared something there about the journey of conflict is also a journey of barter agreement. It's quite interesting to hear that in a sense where people have needs and this. Actually, now that excuse me, now that we're looking at 2 different products, right? Like maybe rather than looking at just customer oriented, there's also a sense of how we provide value for products for other businesses as well. In the spirit of COVID, in the spirit of community, it's also about celebrating others. If you don't agree, Fiza, any thoughts on that?
Sorry, Fali.
How do you help other businesses in your line of work as well?
How do I
support other businesses in your line of work through your products and services? As someone, if I could remember, you're someone who also rented. Maybe I've seen your beanbags in events and all that, and I think.
What happened is we actually had that services, the beanbag rentals, but I think it was in December. We were having the same Zoom session with a few of our circles, and we were actually predicting what's going to happen for the next 5 months, and I would actually like there would definitely no more rental beanbags. So what I did was I actually cleared all my rental beanbags for half of the price, and it was really crazy. But it's sad, but sooner or later we still have to accept the fact that life must go on, and we just have to face it. But always have contingency plan, and we always have to link to the reality, not just angan-angan saja, hoping a miracle to happen.
That's a good point. Preparedness, really. So I mean, disasters could just not just COVID. It could be something else. Like the recent floodings into Tong or whatever that might be affecting a business. And now that we're in this midst of COVID, what is your view on preparing your business for any related disasters? Is that something that's actively in your mind now? Like plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, plan Z?
So far we got up to plan C lang at the moment, but I don't know, Fali. I mean, I think for Brunei Beanbag or a few of the products and services, we are morely focused on what is the need now for the people and not the want. I mean, on top of Roach Out, for example, our continuation product is actually there's a new product coming called Back Off. It's like an antiseptic, but you can use it in the car and the toilet, where it actually kills all the germs and bacteria. So that's a need, because when we actually launched Roach Out for the past few months, it was really good. But we can see there's a pattern where, macam dah banyak lipas kali sudah di Brunei, but the sales is still consistent, which is Alhamdulillah. But I think to be very progressive, to be aggressive in the business side, we actually have to think of what's going to happen in the next few years. And definitely because of COVID, our lifestyle actually have changed. Macam kadang some people, the cuci tangan now, they actually they wash their hands. They actually are more cautious on everything semua. So when we actually introduce a product that is a need, they will definitely improve orang punya lifestyle, that give benefits into them. Inshallah, definitely the product will sell.
So we were entering 10 minutes, last 10 minutes into the session. I just wanted to talk more about, myself. We were from there here creating this platform for us to hear from you as well. In the time that we're trying to provide our own assistance, especially in this case where Diane Kem, who isn't able to join us, unfortunately, is a mentor. And I think part of business growth is a lot of strong mentorship. Maybe is that something in that experience that you've had in interacting with the support system that you've had? Could you just share a bit with us before we for the next 5 minutes? Maybe Miza would like to share something.
Can you repeat what's the question?
How have you been supporting yourself? Do you have a mentor? Are there any programs that you've attended that has supported your business?
Okay, so we attended the marketing course from the Pamela, is it? Okay. And we also joined the WhatsApp marketing. So that helped us a lot lah. So we can divert into more different aspects, like not just stay and do what we always do. So we divert into different things, and we also learn like what kind of contents we want to do for this month or next month, something like that.
And what this part of learning marketing? I can see Diane Kem there. Can you hear us? Well, we can see her. Oh, she isn't responding. It's okay. Thank you, Miza, for sharing that. I was just a bit curious, what as a business do you need in the next few months, in the next few years? But otherwise, we were always happy to provide modules under our Industry Business Academy from there. We also have a Brunei Mentors Entrepreneurs network that you guys can check out as well. Whether or not you have already attended, but you've also mentioned standards. Maybe you can share just a bit of that before I move this to Hafizal.
Sorry?
Standards.
Standards?
Yeah, you mentioned that early on, right?
No. No, I didn't.
Okay, I think I misheard. But otherwise, it's great to see the kind of learnings that we've come up with. Maybe any final words there from Hafizal on that aspect, on this topic while we're on it.
I actually have a few mentors in Brunei and outside Brunei, but I think for those entrepreneurs who, especially young startup, it's very good to actually have a mentor to actually help you to see a different angle in different aspects. And also, I always consulted with Dare as well. So normally when I have a new product, I would actually ask Dare. And Dare, to be honest, guys, Dare helps you out. And because I'm so poor with my administration and paperwork, I got somebody to do it for me. But Dare would actually tell me, okay, you do this, you go to this. When you want to launch your product, you should have this code and everything. They would definitely show you. So their presence would actually helps a lot in my business as well. So having a proper guidance is important. Do not just open a business just because you want to, but in the same time, you must have knowledge about the product, be an expert about the product where people actually trust you, and in the same time, get expect from your mentor to have a different perspective and to how to actually angle it and how to solve it, how to increase sales and everything. At the end of the day, you must have a mentor.
I think that really hits the message home that on mentorship and providing really effective development for both your business and your products. And I really want to thank you that mentioned that. For anyone that's interested, Fatin just posted up www.dare.com.bm on upcoming events is something that you guys can check out for our other programs that you can find all online. And on having to really look at what you need for your businesses for ladies and gentlemen that's out there. Cam, I can see you. I don't know if you can hear me. I just wanted to give you the time to speak while you have the chance if your internet allows it. It doesn't seem like she is receiving the audio. It's fine. I hope she can see us in spirit and feel with us. We got about 5 more minutes. I know that was the last question there, but actually there's now there's now 2 more questions on the role of for business owners on the verge of collapsing. Maybe we could use that to wrap up today's session. I know the future is uncertain. You know, anytime Hayaah or your own company is there's always that point which you make or break, hit or miss. Any comments and final wisdom that you'd like to share deep down in just wrapping up today's session? Miza, would you like to start first?
My advice would be don't give up lah. Don't give up. And yeah, as Fizal said, need to find a mentor to push you and to support you. There would be like a good help for the entrepreneurs and business owner, because usually they provide like many courses, such as like the previous one, the marketing course, and other courses in the future.
What about you? What matters to Hayaah? What are you gonna do next?
What am I gonna do next?
what are you gonna do to not give up? To stay afloat.
We will improve more on what we are doing now, not just stay in like number 1 or number 2. So we will reach to the infinite number and be better for Hayaah.
Okay. Any specific areas in your businesses that you like to focus on?
Marketing. We're lacking in the marketing section, so yeah, we are still developing our marketing side.
Well, okay, maybe as an opportunity and pitch to both of you, maybe Fizal and Miza could help each other on that. As in the words of Fizal, marketing is king. Final words from you, Fizal.
To those who actually wanted to be involved in the entrepreneurship or business world, it's not easy. To be honest, it's not easy. You'll break, you'll drown, but if you survive, you'll pretty much be on the safe side. Always trust your instinct. Do not let your other friends say, give all the negative vibe. But upon that, please do more on the R&D, research and development. And once you dive in, just dive in and just swim. Just don't stop.
How do you see yourself in the next few years? I know there's a lot of R&D, a lot of mention about working on marketing. COVID is such an uncertain future. How do you feel about that? And what's next for you?
What's next is we'll be actually introducing 2 more. We actually have 2 more big projects coming in for Brunei, but as for now, we can't really expose it yet. But definitely, once we're out, you're definitely going to know us so much because COVID taught us so much on how to survive, how to actually react, and how to actually solve different kind of problems. So inshallah we'll be ready. But then again, time is always a lesson, and time will always tell.
Well, turn challenges into opportunity, as they say. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it. I just want to put Fatin in the picture, just in case she'd love to say anything else before we end.
No, I think that was a really good session. And I just wanted to remind any of our viewers, for those that want to hear about the next coming sessions, we have one last one, which is tomorrow. So do join us for that. Just check out what the next session will be at our social media channel at Darussalam Enterprise.
That was Fatin Muzini. Check out those links on the chat box. Sorry, you can't really subscribe here, but do check out our social media. we do have something upcoming on the 2nd of July, as she put it. And thank you for joining me in this session on Be Valuable to Your Customers Now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, viewers. Thank you to our speakers here. I will ask everyone to just stay put first because we're gonna do a little screenshot. But to everyone else, thank you very much. This is us joining in on Be Valuable to Your Customers by Brunei Beanbags, Miza of Hayaah, and also Danku Kam, who is our mentor. Do check them out and check out those links. My name is Fadli from Darussalam, all the way from Darussalam Enterprise at Anggrek Desa, Brunei. I hope to see you guys next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
You guys stay, so we're gonna do a screenshot.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
All right, that's it. Anything else
Thank
you
you,
guys would like
Thank
to
you.
no, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
I think it's been a challenging one for Kem, unfortunately, but I think that was a good session. Maybe over time, the next time I moderate, you guys will be like mentors, not even just speakers, right? So really looking forward. Thank you so much for the time. To everyone else, I do apologize on any shortcomings. Now I don't feel a bit at full health at the moment with my throat, but I hope to see you guys, inshallah, next time. Assalamualaikum. Bye.
Waalaikumsalam. Prof Ali.
Thank you.
Bye, Fatin.
Thank you.